Hello friends, my name is Bankchuk and welcome to my YouTube channel. Before we get into it, if you have been here for the AI content, this one's going to look a little different, and I want to tell you why Microsoft Fabric is genuinely hot right now. It's Microsoft's play to unify data engineering, BI and AI into one platform. And honestly, most AI engineers I talk to don't have a strong handle on the data layer underneath their models. I think that's the gap worth closing for me and you. So I am building this in public. Real project, real Fabric tenant, real mistakes, and I think it will make both of us better at AI work too. If that's not your thing, no worries, regular contents continues right alongside. But if you are curious, stick around. I was absent for a few weeks. Now I will continue. My videos will be continue as usual. Due to some personal reasons, I was not able to make videos. So apologize for that. So let's continue to the next. Semantic model isn't it the dashboard? It's the layer underneath it. Three pieces dimensions, which are the lenses you view the business through: region, store, brand, category, channel time, measure, which are the actual math. And this is where it gets interesting, because revenue and units are additive and you can sum them any way you like, but AOV, GM and YOI are not. They get recalculated fresh every time. The filter context changes and relationships, how your fact table connects to each other, dimensions, and critically at what grain. Get the grain wrong and cart silently go blank with no error messages. Next, why this is actually matters in practice. Support a self-service BI team. This is the ticket you get most. Why do the numbers differ? Three flavors. 1. Two people filter to different time grains and get two different, both technically correct numbers. 2. A card just goes blank and it's not a bug. It's a relationship grained cursor. Then the fact table with nothing to return below the grain, that grain. 3. And this is the sneaky one. A rate measure like GM or AOV gets averaged focus segment instead of recomputed from totals, and it's quietly wrong. Nobody noticed until a decision gets made on it. That's the whole reason this training and this build exists. Here is the actual pipeline: sources, an Excel workbook and an Azure SQL Database, deliberately both because real sales data never comes from one clean place. Bronze land both untouched in the same schema, and it reconciled them 10593 10,593 rows from Excel, matched 10,593 rows from the database exactly. So it's safe to treat either as an equivalent input. Silver deduplicates and join fact to dimensions. 0 null after the join, grain preserved at one row per transaction line. Gold aggregate into the business ready tables. Revenue, units, GM by region, category, channel, and Power BI reads gold to build the semantic model. In production, every one of these steps is native Fabric. 2 copy data activities, a PySpark Notebook and a silver for silver and another one for gold, and direct lake mode reading straight from the Lakehouse. I am running this locally with pandas for the walkthrough, but but the logic is identical.
So this will be the architecture of for the complete project.
It's basically we'll have the data ingestion from Azure portal. For SQL, we'll have the Excel data, which we will ingestion will be done from local system to Azure SQL database, and from there we'll go to the Microsoft Fabric. We'll have the Azure SQL connection, and then ingestion will be done in the bronze layer. Bronze layer, we'll have to correct the data. We'll have to do the filtering out, dropout, all these correction will be there. Validation part as part of ETL. We'll have that's in the silver layer, and then we'll have the finally gold layer for the our Medallion architecture, and then direct lake for we'll have the complete semantic model create, and then we'll see the from the semantic model we can create the report to Power BI report. And I can also say that this will be the data architecture, Medallion architecture, portal side. What we are going to do, it's each steps I have documented here, and provision of what we'll have to do it at Azure side, what we have to do it at local, what we are doing at the Fabric side, and what all the numbers are there from the what we are doing. Check for zeros, nulls, and region brand, region money key present or not, duplicate, joins, all these things, deleting, write a packet file. It's all in silver layer. Ingestion is on bronze layer. Gold layer, we will have this. We'll have the fact tables, and then finally we have a semantic model and then report. The same thing. We have a plan, local reference, fabric build, semantic model, validation, and ship. So this is what we are doing it in the project. Let's jump to our Azure portal. We have to provision our database. So yep. So first of all, we'll have to go to our Azure portal account, which is portal.azure.com, and then you should have your account. I am doing it with my free, but my free period is already over for my Azure account. However, when we create our users or we have to do it work with Fabric, so even though your account is finished, but if you want to use Fabric, Microsoft Fabric, you are currently allowed to use it for 60 days free of cost. So with that, I am still able to do it everything free of cost. So first thing is you should have a account. Go to your Microsoft Entra ID, and what you have to do to get the free account of Fabric, you should create a Fabric user. How you have to create, up to name, it's up to you, but and under users you have to create a user with your subscription. So your original account from which you have logged in, like I have logged in with my account, let me show, with mayank.chuk@. So once your users it's appear here, you can see there are two users, one with my original account, Microsoft account, and that Microsoft account will become your company's account. So whenever you have to log in with for the Microsoft Fabric, you need your company's account or your enterprise account. But in individual case it is not possible, so you can use this way to get your Fabric account, or if you have your own domain, then you can register with your Microsoft, and then you can do it for then you can log in. So I have created a Microsoft Fabric account with anything name, it's up to me. I have just used it. With this I can log into my Fabric account. So Fabric account, if you have to log in, you have to give app.fabric.microsoft.com. Let me do it. Let me show it to you. So when you log in, you will see something like this, or you will have in the left hand side, you will have your home, one lake, catalog, apps. Let me make it a little bit big for you. Browse, learn, monitor, real-time workloads, your workspace, like that. It will be there. So let's do it. So here it will there. So we will do it work later on this. We'll work on the Azure portal side. We have to provision a database here first. So for that you have to go to Azure SQL Database, and also you have to ensure that you have your Excel in place. So let me check, where is my Excel. So this is my Excel file is here, source file from which I have to load the data. But before that I have to just show you that what Excel it is there. So friend, this is my source file, Excel file. There are 4 sheets in this: transactions, dim store, dim product, dim target, and you can see the data. It's a transaction data for each transactions, and there are total 10594 including header. So this is the complete data for transaction table. We'll have the 2 ways to ingestion. One is from Excel, one is another one from database. Same data we will also insert into the database, and then we will ingest, and we'll do it from here, from database to Excel in Microsoft Fabric. From from database and from Excel, both places we'll do the ingestion. We'll create the pipeline there and we'll do that. And then this is a dim store, stores basically in Hong Kong boutique, Singapore boutique, Japan boutique, United Kingdom boutique, like that kind of a boutiques are there, and a number of boutique, America, Canada, it's like this. And dim products, what all the products are there: handbags, and footwear, accessories, and these are the SKUs, unit price, dim target, and these are the dim targets are there for each month of region, like this it is there. So this is all about the data. Let's go back to our Azure portal. So here we need to create a database. Here we have 2 options to create the database. One is for SQL database and one is for free. So we'll go for free offer. This is the place where we have to do the SQL. We have to create the database. So let me make it a small little bit. So we'll go for we'll have to create a new resource group. So I'll say sales SSB. Everything should be small, I think capital. Let me do it. And this is resource group RG. Okay, and then we have to give a database name. Database name is same here. And server, we have to create the server. So we'll create one new server name. We'll say SQL database server, SSBI server. We'll choose which location. I think it's not taking underscore, so let's be takes hyphen. Let's see. And here it is written, everything should be in small letters. So SA, and then I'll give SSBI, and then we'll give Azure SQL server. This is our server, and we'll go with US Central. It's asking for option to choose what is the login username password. I'll say admin, and the password I'll give from my side. So admin is too generic seems. What is that? Okay, DBA admin, or I'll say DB admin. It's fine. Now just create the server. Up to me, I want to save it or not. I don't want to save it. Then I have to go to my, everything is here. Then review and create. Looks everything fine. Let's create the database. Let's wait, and once the server database will create, we'll go to the next step. Now my database is ready. We can go inside and check SQL database. So this is our connection string, which is here. We can see that. Let me make it big. Yep, this much is enough. This one. Okay, this is the connection strings. It depends on you, whichever way you want to connect. If you are using a JDBC, ODBC, or PHP or Go, so there is also given the connection strings. You should know your password, and then you can connect. This is my connection strings. So this is my connection strings with basically a database endpoint, and this one is my database name, and this is my database username and password what I gave there. So while I am giving it, and I have to set it there. So let's go back and go back here, click here, and then I have to go to here, and then I have to go for query preview. So query preview is open, and you can see that there is one database object and query, and this is 2 things are mentioned here. If I'll go inside, currently There are no tables, no function, nothing is there. It's a blank database, blank schema. So I have to create a new, I have to click on new query. Let me make it this one, spend it. So currently I have to run that query. I have to create tables first. So I have all queries table ready. This one, this is my transaction table. This is dimension store, dimension product, dimension target, and transaction table have transaction ID, store ID, date, product ID, channel, unit, discount product, gross revenue, net revenue, etc. And then also dim store have store ID and its names, product, store name, country, region, and dim product, dimension product is product ID, brand, category, SKU, unit price, and dim dimension target is having a region and then date, basically month, and target. So let me execute one by one. So first query I just select here and then run it, and then I'll run this second table. Let me also see that if it is there. Okay, how I have to go back? Let's first execute all these 3-4 queries, and then this one. Yeah, this one. I just want to show you the full query. Let me do it this way. So unit cost, and then run it, and then here also you can run it. I already have this, so I don't want to do that anything here. Let me go back and check the schemas. Create, close this one, go back, query, then go to query preview. I hope I have all 4 tables available here, but this table doesn't have data. So next step is basically we will have a local program which is basically from my computer. I will connect to this database and load the data into these tables. So let me execute. So I hope I have all the tables here. So all the tables are blank right now with their you can see that if it's an ABC, it's 1 2 3, it's with the data type. So all tables are ready, and the query what we have executed is also here. Now let's jump to our let me see if there is any other step missing or something. Okay, yeah, one more step before we go into the database and running it from local. So I should have my local IP need to be updated here in the firewall. For that I have to go back to my databases, this one, and one second, this one, Azure SQL Database. Inside it we have a networking not here. Okay, let me go back to my home. Here I have SQL Server. I'll have to go to my SQL Server, go to networking, and inside networking I have already added my local IP. Let's wait. So it's open, this one, and you can see I have already added my IP. It will give you the that IP in the firewall itself. So means this IP name, it's my local IP and it's already mentioned. Just I have click add, it will add it here. I can also do the same thing. Once I come here, it will like this. I just add here and then save it. So this is the way it's add your server. One more thing I think I forgot to mention. Let's saved it. This one is saved. and yes, and then go back to my SQL database, and also we can verify that data has been populated or not. Nothing is there currently, so that one also we'll have to come back and check. However, we have already seen that there is no data, and we can also execute queries. I'll also create one more query to check that. So we'll come later here once we'll have that populated data population from there. For that, whatever we have, I have noted down all the parameters like my endpoint, my SQL database, server name, username, password, everything I have noted, and I'll execute it from my local. So currently, let me also create one more query. So I'm expecting this much because in my Excel this is the data, and this supposed to be, I'm expecting this much there. Yes, I'll execute. There is 0, this one also 0, this one also 0. So now let's go back to our local. We have files now. One is to test whether we are able to connect to the database or not, and then we will populate data from here, that Excel data from here to our Azure SQL database. So for that, first we'll check this one is connection is establishing or not. Once we'll have the connection established, then we'll populate. So for that, second one is basically populate the data from Excel to ingestion, basically data ingestion from here from my local Excel file from each tab to each sheet to Azure SQL. So for that, basically we need a data. Our data is here, says Excel source. This Excel will be populate. So let's first test it. In this is nothing. I have mentioned my username, my SQL endpoint, my SQL that Azure SQL database name, username, password, and I'm using ODBC. Port is TCP port 1433, and database name is all here. It just create an engine, and just it will just check that it's somewhere. If it's blocking, what is the issue? If it is not, that it will test the connection, and then it will just populate and give it that DB name and all these things values. So let us test this one. I have already set up the environment and what all libraries are required. We have already put in the requirement.txt. I'm using UV for environment setup. Let's first test this one, test connection. Either I have to click here, run Python file, or I can directly do inside this. I'm already inside this folder, and then I have to do the test connection. So let's wait. It will get the success. It's now everything is available as per my database. Now connection okay, connected to this DB, and it's showing the database and time, date and time. Now let's execute the second one. And this load data source from this source Excel file into Azure SQL tables it created already. Which is already created. So these are the libraries are required for this, which we have already done, installed. I have already installed from my environment, and then this is basically it will take the path lab, URL lab, all these. The connections is same what we have done earlier. I have to mention my password, username, password. Let me take it from there, which I tested earlier. All these values I'll take it from here and replace it. So I have updated my endpoint, my SQL database name, SQL username, DBA name, and my password, and then it's all same. Now it will read the Excel file. It's in the engine, and it will just do the transaction and update there by chunk, and yep, and just at the end I am just populating the count from here. I can also populate the rest of the table. Let me do that as well. we have this and this. We have 4 tables. Dim target, dim this one. Let me take this one. We have dim product. We have dim target. Yes, let's execute this one. The result is expected for the first one. You should expect this one, and rest we will have that input. I am not printing right now. Let's see. Python local. Let's see. Once the data has been populated correctly, then we can go and check in our Azure portal as well. If I'll go back and check my architecture, so first part of Azure portal where we have to create the SQL database server, allow from the firewall networking, and creating 4 table is done, and then also populate the data or data ingestion from Excel using that Python file is also done, and it's also in the SQL database. We have seen it in the Azure portal. Now rest of the work is basically the same data. We will have to populate or do the ingestion in the bronze layer from in creating a pipeline and doing that ingestion that is remaining, and also we will also use that Excel and create the pipeline where we'll have all Excel's data will be ingestion in the bronze layer. Bronze layer is basically a raw data. One will do the creating cleaning the data. It will be like or any duplication and any all these things. We will have the PySpark Notebook where we will clean the data, and then we will have to come to the gold layer. We will have to set up all the DAX. So this is the complete Medallion architecture. Once that is done, we will have to do a semantic model. We'll be ready to make the semantic model, and then we will generate our report. So this is our remaining part in the Microsoft Fabric. So let's go back to our Fabric. Now we are in our Fabric page. Here first we'll have to create our workspace, new workspace, and I'll give this as sales -SSBI workspace. I'll keep the things as is, all the things. I'll not change anything. I'm in the Fabric trial, and yep. Then apply. Okay. Now first thing, we will go to the new item, and then we'll create one Lakehouse. I'll give that Lakehouse name as SS sales SSBI LH Lakehouse. I can give underscore. So let's change to underscore only. I have unticked that Lakehouse schema. So we have now sales SSBI Lakehouse. Inside, let us populate our table, upload our table. What I'll create, first we have to create a new subfolder. I'll say raw underscore Excel. When you create a Lakehouse SQL Analytics all by default it creates. Now here I have to upload my Excel file. Click to open and upload the file. So here my Excel is there. Okay, this is my Excel. I upload this Excel, open, and then upload. Overwrite if already exists. In my case it is first time, so I just upload this file. So it's uploading finish. Let's close this one and just go back, refresh. I can see my Excel file, preview. Let's see if it's coming or not. you can see, but we can see only one sheet here. However, we need all the sheets. So now we have the data available. We have to go back and create our first pipeline for our raw data. So we have to copy data from SQL to our OneLake fabric, and from Excel to OneLake as well. So we'll have to do that setup. Let us go back to fabric. Inside our workspace, let's create one more item, pipeline. This time from our workspace, we'll have to create one pipeline. Create on a pipeline. Give that a pipeline name as bronze ingest pipeline. So pipeline has been created, but we need to create the data. Go to copy data, add copy data activity. I'll give this name as, not this one, we'll give this name as copy Excel transaction. Rest I'll leave it as is. Source, we need to give our Lakehouse. Go to OneLake catalog. We have some Lakehouse. We'll have to select our Lakehouse, the one which we have created, and upload the file. Select this one. Click on files, add dynamic content. Click on here. Let's see. We have a raw. Let's remove this array and then click here. We have a raw Excel. Inside this we have to select our Excel file. Select this one. It's done. Format type is Excel. Select Excel. So there are multiple ways. Either we have to create a multiple copy jobs and select sheet by sheet from Excel, like we are getting. Let me make it big if it's possible. Let me take it up. Make it up. Make it big. 1 second. Okay. Now either we have to select one by one and create multiple jobs. So for first one, we'll take this one, transaction one, and then click on destination. For destination, we'll have our workspace only. We have our workspace. Similarly, browse all, Lakehouse. Bronze, and inside that image basically we are giving as transaction.csv, and then rest all same. So fine. Let's save it. But before saving, we need to do one more thing. Go to source, go to settings in the file format, and click this checkbox, file first row as header. Why? Because we saw that the first row is like part 1, part 2. Let me show you that how it look like. If you see here, I think if you have noticed earlier, good. If not, then you can notice now. So if you see that first row is like C1, C2 like kind of thing, or if you see that it will come as plan 1, plan 2, but the header is first row actually. So we need to mark this as, before saving, we need to mark this as first row as header inside the settings. Otherwise the data will not populate, ingestion will not happen correctly. Now it is saved, and we can run that and see that data is there in in the tables or not. The table data is created of, means I'll have that one bronze folder here, and inside that we'll have a folder called let me show you in the as per destination. Inside that Excel, and inside that transaction.csv file is supposed to be there. So let us run this and see that the data should be there. Well, let me show you again that this one, there is only one folder, raw Excel, and then once I'll refresh, I only have this one. Now let me run it. Now go to run and then run this, save and run. So now it will run this. If there will be any error or something, we'll know that saving is done. Now it's running, successfully running, started. We have this one row here, you can say it's queued now, and after queued it will, if the data ingestion will happen correctly, it will be come as in progress now, queued, then in progress, and you can see that icon also changing accordingly, and it succeeded. So we have that input and output all is here. What is input? You can see that if you understand, you can copy it into JSON type, and you can understand, copy what happened. Basically it copy from here sales SSBI Lakehouse to which is Excel. Basically it's getting a Excel here, and output, what is output is happening here, it's copying into the Lakehouse. So if now, as per understanding, the data is supposed to be there in the Lakehouse. So if I'll go here now and refresh, let's see, sometimes it takes time. Yes, we have a data bronze and an Excel, and we can see our transaction.csv file. If I'll populate this one, we can see that first row is this one, which is header. So it will, once we'll populate it into the database, it will be first row, as it will become as columns. So yep, and then we'll have to now populate the rest of the sheets inside the Excel. We have dim product and dim target. These three tables are there. Let's populate. We've already done our data ingestion from Excel file first sheet to our OneLake, and we have seen it this, and now we have to do Azure SQL Database ingestion to be in our Fabric OneLake. Let's do that part. For that also we need to do add copy data, and I'll give a name as copy. For this we need to give a copy Azure SQL transactions. Click on browse, then I have to choose database from Azure SQL Database from Azure. Let's go to Azure, and then we'll have to choose Azure SQL Database. In that we have to give an endpoint which will be there in our Azure portal. Let me copy this. I have to copy it and paste it here, and our database name, which is again we'll get it from Azure SQL portal, Azure portal, and this is also copy and paste it there. Once that will be pasted, we need to just connect. Once that will be connect, we can test it here in here, and after testing we need to just choose a table, not the query one, from in Fabric portal, and we need to choose, since we have to choose only one table from out of our 4 table, which is transaction, and we'll have, for this we choose table, and then we'll have to choose dbo.transaction, and anything else manually. Yes, and that's it. Go to destination, select our Lakehouse, OneLake, SSBI, sales SSBI Lakehouse, and in that we have a file. We'll have to create a file. Go to create a bronze, BRONZE / Azure SQL and then transaction.csv, transaction.csv, and delimit it, fine, and then go to source. Anything else? We don't need to do a first row mapping thing here. Anything mapping? No need to change anything on this mapping. That's it. Let's save it, this one. Sorry, go to home, save, and then run it, this one as well. So once this one will run, we will see that the data should be there in our folder in Lakehouse. So let's see, it's running. Queue, it's queued in, it will come is in progress. So both are running now. Our copy Excel transaction and as well as copy Azure SQL. If you run it twice and the data becomes redundant, then you can get delete, or if it's not overwrite. Let's see. So both has succeeded. Now go back to our workspace. Sorry, Lakehouse. Go back to our Lakehouse and see the data should be there. One Excel and one bronze should be there. It's already there. So we can check the data. We have in Azure SQL, then Azure SQL CSV. We have how many rows? It should be 10,000 something should be there. 10,594. And in Excel also we should have the similar rows. Let's double verify and cross verify that one. Yeah, so it's already there. Now we have verified these data, and now go back to our bronze again. Now this time we need to do next part as for loop. What we will do in the for loop, we will copy our which data we need to copy. Either we need to copy it from the Excel or from the rest of the table as for loop there. Let's do one thing. We'll copy our dimension data as for loop. For that we need to create a for loop. Go to activities, create a for each, and inside that we need to add a one copy data activity. For this we will give a name as for each dimensions, and then dimensions, and go to settings, and then from in settings we need to set up the value for items. Let's do that. @ create array dimension dim store, dim product, and dim target. And click on OK. So this one for each done. Now go back to inside this our copy data, and in copy data we give this name as copy Excel dimensions. Go to source. Source should be our again our one lake. We can also copy it if they have data in our git or anywhere else, we can also do that. Go to OneLake. Our OneLake. Inside this we have files, and in the file format we'll create we have this raw Excel. We can also browse. Let's browse it. Raw, and this Excel file, we need to get it from there. Okay. Remember, we need to do a first row check-in thing here as well. Click on this. Where is that? 1 second, where it is? We'll have a Excel, and for first row as header, check this one. Named this one, and in item we need to put dynamic contents @item. So any item will be there. Click on OK. Now go to destination. In destination also we need to choose our OneLake. Go to OneLake catalog, choose our Lakehouse. In this we need to choose again file, and then again bronze, BRONZE / dimension, and @item.csv, add dynamic content. We can add @item. This one is basically we need to choose .csv, item name.csv. So this file will save this with each sheet. Then OK. Settings, we don't need to do anything. That's it. And just try this one as well. Now this one done. Go and save it. Now this time we'll have all 3 jobs will run together. Now everything is done. Just validate once. Let's see. We'll start the job, run the job. Let's see. Let's wait. Now we have we can also set up our Excel instead of Excel, SQL as well in a for loop if you need. That also can be done. It's failed. View run detail. Let's see why. So pipeline failed. I think this is the one. Browse. Okay, let me put this in curly braces. I think this is the mistake. Okay, and just try this one. I hope this time it will work. Now let's save and then execute again that pipeline. Let's see. Pipeline has been started. it's in queued, in progress and queued. Some of the jobs is basically, you can see that one is Excel, one is Azure SQL, and one is 3 Excel jobs have been, means that pipeline has been initiated. So Excel has been done already, only SQL is remaining, rest all done. So all done. Now if I'll go back in my Lakehouse, and I supposed to have that everything available here. If I'll go here, schema, should have that data. I have opened the Lakehouse. Let me see. Go back to here. Open Lakehouse, not the data warehouse. Lakehouse, I have that SQL files. Let's refresh. I should have one more folder, bronze. Inside this I have Azure SQL, Dimension and Excel. So I have Azure 1, Dimension as well. All 3 files are here. So all data can be done. Now similarly, we can also do from Excel also we can do Dimension one. Let me also do that as well. So that will be also helpful. That is very much similar to what we have done here, and there is no difference. Only we have to choose source from the destination, source and destination. So here we have choose source as create array. Here Excel basically, if we want to do it for Azure, basically Excel already done, we need to do it for the Azure SQL. Then it's for each loop is same, but in SQL side it's different. Let me also do that so that it will be also visible how we can do that. For each loop, we can give this for each loop name as something for each Azure SQL dimensions, and then go to settings. In settings we need to give the similar one as what we have given it there. We need to give in this one items, dynamic add dynamic, same as what create array, dimension, product, store and target, add it there. Let's close this one, and inside this we have to create a copy data. Copy data we'll give a copy Azure SQL name, then source, source is this time our database. So go back to browse all. We have the database, we have done the similar way there earlier. New database, Azure SQL database. We have database here, copy, paste it there, and database name, we have database name here, just copy and then paste it here. Rest same, connect. This time we will not choose table, we will choose query. Let me show how, what I am saying, what I am trying to explain. We'll have to choose query, and inside that query we need to write something like that: dynamic concatenate. Basically we need a table names and their data, so we'll have this one, items, OK. Now go to destination. Destination is our Lakehouse. Go to one catalog. One lake catalog, and then we need to choose our Lakehouse. And then we have to choose file. Similarly, files is this one. The name should be similar way what we have given in the last one. At this time we will not do a mistake. To do that, add dynamic content, add the rate items, but item should supposed to be in curly braces. Rest all same, and yeah, that's it. Then we will have to save it and then just try to run it. Now let's run. Now this time we will have one more folder, Azure SQL Dimension _dimension. If that is there, it should be fine. We will not use all the CSV files. Let's see what we'll have there. It's running. Now Azure SQL Dimension also created. Let's see. So you can see it's all done almost. I believe we'll have the data. Now we'll go back to our Lakehouse. Just do a refresh. I think in bronze itself is then should be fine if we'll do the refresh, but let us do. So now we have a data in our Azure SQL Dimension table as well, folder as well. Yeah, and then we'll have to go for next step. What is the next step? Basically we have now done all copy data. Now we'll go and we'll do the bronze layer work is done. Now we have to do a silver layer work. I will have a PySpark Notebook, which will be basically will do the cleaning activities. If there is any duplicate or any anomalies are there, so all these parts we will do. Let's go to the notebook. Before we jump into the silver and gold layer, let's discuss about the important things about this project, like what all things is required, revenue, costs, and what all the issues we required. Let's further discuss these points, and then we will move to move to our notebooks, or we'll create the silver and gold notebook. Yeah, so let's discuss the whole training in one screen. Left side additive, measures, revenues, unit, costs, COGS, save to sum. However you slice them, a region total always equal to the sum of its country total, no matter how you filter. Right side rate measures, AOV, GMs, year on years, percentage. These use divide, which recomputes from the summed numerator and denominator in whatever filter context you are currently in. That's the correct pattern. The anti-pattern, and this is one to watch for, is averaging a pre-computed ratio. Column like doing average X over each segment, gross margin percentage. That's treat every segment as equally important regardless of how much revenue it actually represents. The plain language version, no DAX. Recipe A feeds people at $6 a serving. Recipe B feeds 50 people at $2 a serving, $2 a serving. Average the total price and you get $4 a serving. But That's wrong. It treats a 2% recipe as equally important as 50% recipe. The right way of total cost over total serving is 12 plus 100 over 52 serving comes out to about $2.15. That's exactly what happened with gross margin across regions and categories. Whichever one carries most of your actual revenue should dominate the blended number. It shouldn't get treated as one equal vote among several. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Executed pipeline, not a mock-up. Company-wide, year on year, you are at 2.04%. Looks like a quite slightly down year, nothing alarming. Now watch what happened the moment I added one dimension, region, to that exact same measure. APAC is up 0.49%. It's actually growing. EMEA is down 2.4% and America is down 4.92%, and it's America's on its own, dragging the entire blended company number negative. If you only look at the top line card, you would never know APAC is the region actually growing right now. This is the navigate, validate, diagnose, decide workflow in the single screen. Please like, share and subscribe. Data into 15 region by category, segment and computed gross margin two ways. Naive just average the 15 individual gross margin values, gives 53.47%. Correct recompute from the summed revenue and COGS across all 15 gives 53.6%. That's a 0.13 gap, and I want to be straight with you about the number. It's small, and it's small because this particularly data set 15 segment happen to be fairly balanced in size. I am not going to fake a bigger number, more dramatic gap to make the point land harder. What actually protect you here is the method, not the size of today. Gap divide recompute from summed total is correct by constructions and the movement one segment. A flagship store to here SKU start dominating volume. That exact same averaging mistakes can swing several points instead of 0.13. Please like, share and subscribe. So now we are ready with our bronze layer. However, we need to do a smoke test. For that we'll have to create what we'll do to work on the silver layer. We'll create one silver layer notebook for the silver layer and one notebook for the gold layer as per Medallion architecture, and then we'll create the semantic architecture, semantic model, and then we'll populate or we'll generate our report. So first thing that we have to create a notebook. We are in our workspace, create notebook. I just to click on new item. What happened? Yep. So let it come. Not sure why it is small, slow. So we select one notebook, give that notebook as silver conform, name as silver conform. Conform. Okay, inside it's our workspace. Then create. The first part is basically in this notebook what we have to do. So I'll repeat. This is the production silver notebook workspace, says SSBI workspace. Under that workspace, Lakehouse says SSBI LH. It reads bronze layer CSVs, which we have already completed. reconcile Excel versus Azure SQLs, duplicate joins dimensions, build region month key and a column name region month key and write delta table. Silver fact says why region month key column required here, not here, basically here now, not the later one, not later we need to create it now. Direct Lake web modeling cannot add calculate columns. The key has to land in delta before semantic model relates facts to dimension target. So let me paste my, or I already wrote the code, so let me paste my code here in this. It is getting slow. This is my code. If you remember, we have to remove this S from here because we have saved as transactions, and also we need to ensure that it has to be added in our one lake. Should be this. Add this one as well. I think one should be enough. Let's try. Okay, and then if we're supposed to have all our Excels here, which we already have that. So we know our Excel files are there. So let me execute this. Executing it will take some time, around 20 to 30 seconds or less sometimes. So once the result will come, let me also explain. Oh, this is only took around 16 seconds this time. This is good. Okay, some same two lines has this smoke test, basically extra defensive here. If Excel copy actively leak the real header into row and Spark name the column as property 1, property 2, while we are doing the ingestion, if you remember, it is basically the first column is coming as something different, prop n, prop 1. We rewrite schema to transaction ID, date, store ID and the rest, then drop the leaked header row. Okay, I'm not depending on the UI, quick, staying lucky. Silver owns the conform. Excel after fix is 10,593. Azure is also 10,593. Assert both equal 10,593. We continue. So basically generic headers for that. Header leaked into the data. This is the Excel copy called Excel copy. We renamed to the expected 11 columns and filter out the transaction ID header count 10,593. That's why this lives in the silver, not in the hope that pipeline UI was perfect. So yeah, so now we'll have to create another cell. Click on the code. So we'll have another cell here. Now let me paste the code for the cell 2. So what we are doing it in this cell, let me explain that first to you. We are using dim store and dim product CSV, and we are generating a fact table, silver fact table with left join on store ID and product ID, and we are also creating one more column which is region month key, as we know. So region and brand must be 0 null. A null here means a store ID and product ID in the, or product ID in the facts that doesn't exist in the dimension. Catch it now, not on the Power BI card. Factors basically 10,593, null region 0 null base, and region month key basically same key will be applied to date dim target table, or we'll have that in gold layer. Relate those two columns in model, never region alone, or every month target for that region silently blind. So let me execute. So we have that maybe taking time. It is dfxl is because I am executing. I think this one gone. Let me execute this one first again, and then this one, because yeah, now it will execute. And now will go with the cell 3. Cell 3 basically let's first let me paste the code here, where basically we are, if you see it here right now, we don't have any table over here. Now with cell 3, what we are doing, we are writing a silver fact sales table. What it basically do, it will overwrite, we are doing that overwrite. If there is already a table, it will overwrite delta save as a table. Silver fact table overwrite schema is to purpose. If the table already exists from an older run before region month key, a plain overwrite can throw a delta schema mismatch error. That's expected on the rerun. After run evaluation, overwrite schema lets the new columns land. This is the table the default semantic model will read in direct lake. So let me execute and see that the table is supposed to be created. So after that we will just validate whether the table has been existed or not. Yeah, and if I'll see it here, refresh, we can find our table here. Now we'll just check our table. Let me execute the next one. So we'll validating that the table has expected as created and that number of rows are same as 10,593 or not. Yeah. So we have all the columns, product ID, store ID, transaction ID, and all the region month key as well, and this is the table. If you want to check the table data and all these things, also you can check df check. If I'll print this one, let's see if what will happen. It's only data frame and then only a columns, and we are just taking read tables, we are only columns count. Yeah, so this one only print this one much. And if I'll go here and I'll show you, we have that load the Spark. Now we'll just get the display from all the tables here. So there is no need for us to write in a separate query or a different way. It will give us the complete data directly here. So this is our silver layer conform. Now in the next one we will create a gold aggregated layer. So yep, before we create our gold aggregate table, why we need that? Gold is basically a business ready aggregate in the gold layer. We'll use the same Lakehouse. It reads silver fact table and write 5 delta tables. Gold by region, we'll create gold by aggregate, gold by category, gold by channel, gold year on year by region, and dim target. Company wide checkpoints we will print in a minute. Revenue will be around 31 million, and yeah, and then or 13 million somewhere, I don't remember. Let's come up to that. And we'll also company gross margin and everything we'll have to print. So prerequisite we have to do, we already done in the silver with region month key. So let me create one gold aggregate table first, sorry, notebook. We give the name is gold aggregate table create notebook. So let us start pasting this. So in this one, what we are doing basically, let me execute first. Oh, it will not execute because I have to connect this with my Lakehouse. Without that it will not execute, it will give error. Let it give that error, then I'll add it to my Lakehouse. So let me add it to my Lakehouse, edit. So now it will have all the in fact silver fact table as well and all the CSV tables. We only need a silver fact table here. Now again execute. So it will create all the tables, silver, gold by silver, taking silver fact table and create gold by region, gold by category, gold by channel. Yes, and let's wait. Will take some time. So what it is doing, you can also see it here. It's creating so many succeeded jobs in progress. You can see that by step until this will not complete, it will show. So basically it is showing by region, gold by region. At the end what we can see, gold by region, order by revenue. So you can see that the data is coming. So order by revenue APAC, Americas and Middle East, the region by AOV, gross margin, based on that the data is coming here. And if I'll refresh here, let's see what all tables are there. So now we have a table, gold by region, gold by channel, gold by fact. And then let me also then let me minimize this one and add one code column here. We can add it here. Yep. And then let me execute this one. So you can see in this one we are getting these numbers are okay. Total revenue is $31.856 and it's in millions basically, and total units is coming around 13,851. Company gross margin is 53, somewhere 53%. Now we have to need another table which is basically dim target. Let's also create that one. Oops, I think I have created a wrong one. Okay, we don't need markdown, we only need this. So it is taking dim target CSV, and what we are doing, so we have this table ready. Dim target CSV lands basically target as a string. If you skip this cast sum and accuracy math phase later, cast to double first. Same concatenate as silver region dash month. Then overwrite schema right to dim target. Semantic model relationship silver fact table region month key to dim targets region month key. Marry to one single direction. Year on year pivot. Now the hidden drive beat group revenue by region and year pivot 2024 2025 compute year on year percentage company wide as well as this will minus 2.04%. In Power BI looks quite, watch this part later, we'll do that. Basically APAC is up 4.49%. This we already have covered in our PPT. So I'm not going to cover this because we understand what it is. Now go to next cell. It's just printing the column of dim target, and yeah, and we can see we have a region, month, target and month by region. And if in fact if you refresh here, you will also find a table here in the left hand side. Yeah, and I'll also add one more. Let's see, it's basically displaying our tables data. Yeah. What is saying? Okay, it's on the wrong one. This one is basically SSBI CLES says, not TBO. I think should be fine with this. Okay, let me do it this way. Load table is Spark. Same thing. I am just doing it with this. This is the correct one. Let me delete this one. We can see the data here now. So that's it about the code layer. Now we'll create our semantic model and then we'll generate the report. Now let us create the semantic model. For that we need to go to new item in the workspace. We are in the workspace and I just clicked on new items. Go to select semantic model, and semantic model, since we have data inside our one lake, so we have to choose one lake here and one lake catalog, and inside that we are working on this Lakehouse, sales SSBI Lakehouse. Select that one, connect. So now our data is there in this ready in. I'll let her select all the tables, and what else, giving the semantic model name SSBI. Let it give the sales underscore SSBI underscore semantic model. I'll give as same SM only. Fine. Confirm. Now after this we need to create a relationship, two relationships, and we need to create one table as dim date table, and also we need to create measures. So let's wait. We'll have that semantic model ready. So now we can see that all these 6 tables are here. We need a semantic model, one-to-many relationship between dim target and silver fact. So before we create the relationship, we also have to create one table called dim date. So let us create that first. We have a new table, and then in the new table we'll have to define something like this, and we need to just save it. And after saving, we need to change the type of this column date, and that's it, and then just save it. So we have saved the data. Now we need a relation. We'll go back here. We need 2 relationships. So first we need a region month key with silver month key. Go to manage relationship, click on manage relationship, new relationship, one second, new relationship from dim target region month key to silver fact sales. Here also we need to choose region month key and one-to-many. Let's see. Yes, and similarly we need to create a relationship here with between dim table and this one. For creating this, we need to just click on measure date and then new measures, and then click on not here, sorry, not new measure, I did it wrong. Here we need to create a manage relationship, new relationship, and then new relationship. In this we need to select dim date. We can see the data is there for January 1 to 3 like this. Let it be, and then we need a data, we need a silver fact table. In this one also we select date, here also we select date, and here also we need a many to one relationship. Yeah, so this one is like this. Okay, maybe I have done something wrong in this. Edit properties. This one I need a one-to-many as well. Okay, so now we have dates like this and this one like this. So this all is done. Now this part is done. Now we have to create a measures on silver fact table. I have ready with the formulas, so I'll create all the measures one by one. Just for that we need to create a new measure. Just enter that formula here with revenue. Click on OK. Done. Now we have another one is total units. measure, click on right click, total COGS, new measure, and then we need another one called transactions. We have AOV formula, and then we'll have to divide is basically this is divide, just doing this. Gross margin, percentage, we have one more, revenue PY, just save this one. Now next one is year on year percentage, new measure, now total target, done. Okay, this total target is on required on dim target, sorry, this one is on dim target. We need to delete from there. New measure, okay, here we need to delete first total target, we need to delete from here. And then we need to create here. Oh, okay, should have total target. Yeah, and then we'll delete measure and measure 2. You don't need it, added by mistake. It's easy to delete those things. Yep, so we have everything done. Now the last one is target accuracy, again on silver fact table. You measure, then save yes. It's all done from here our side. Just click on save once, and yeah, now we can go and create the report. For that you need to click on new report from here itself, and it will open the Power BI dashboard for you along with all the semantic model. It takes the semantic model to that there in Power BI. That's it. Now we have that already, and then we in here we need revenue, which is basically in the silver fact table. Revenue, here, and we need gross margin. One more thing, I need to do it correct here. Let me do that later. In the semantic model, we need to do some changes. Let's first do this. We'll go back to the semantic model as well. Okay, and then better we'll go with the semantic model as well. In semantic model, we need to basically gross margin. In this one, gross margin. We need to change the data type as formatting, as because it's a percentage, it should be not more than 2 decimal point. So it will change percentage and 2 decimal point. The second one is year on year and target accuracy. Year on year, wherever basically we have percentage, we need to change those parameters formatted to 2 decimal point. Percentage, and it will change here 2 decimal point. It's up to your business how you want it, but it is like that, we can do that. Here also we need percentage, decimal point. Now it's all save, anything anywhere it is saved. Okay, all these files you can download as well if you want, otherwise it is up to you how you want it. Go back to here, go back to our Power BI dashboard, and here we need one more column called year on year and target accuracy. Year on year, just drag and drop, you will get the data. I am not going to beautify that, I am just solving the problem here. Beautification can be done, it's up to you how you want. Here in this one, you can add lot of things over here, and you can add some text, create a background, all these things can be done on this. And then the last one is accuracy, target accuracy, also there. Okay, now if I'll go here in revenue one, if I'll go and click here in that formatting, I need to see the parameters values. I just say data labels, zoom sliders, I don't want, legend, yes if you want, bottom left, what you need or what you need, all these things you can say. You can see that the value is coming as 32 million as expected. Here also I need data labels 53.60%, year on growth, that also we need 97%, and target accuracy also we need a label. So these all labels are required. Target accuracy is coming around 95. Year on year, maybe something is wrong with the date table. If you really wanted to explore, you just try to explore and do that, and it will be fine. I may be doing this, all these things, maybe a date table, dim date table I have not set up correctly, what I understand. If you want to do that, you can do that by yourself. And also you want to set up something nice here, you can do cards and what all things you want. You can set up the cards way you wanted to do a image adding up here and background, like that, whatever you want to do, you can do that. So now let's go back to our KPI, basically key takeaways, and then we'll just wrap up. This is just wrapping up, and thanks for joining, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you like my content. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much. Key takeaways: 1, 5 things basically. 1, a semantic model is the measure design, not the dashboard. Get that right, and the report is almost incidental. 2, additive measures like revenue and unit sum, anywhere rate measure like AOV, gross margin percentage, year on year percentage are never safe to average. Always recompute from totals. 3, a blended company wide number can hide the opposite story in its part. We saw it live, -2% companies wide hide APAC growing while Americas dropped nearly 5%. 4. Excel and database source ingestion into the same bronze, silver, gold shape in Medallion Architecture produce one identical semantic model. The business question shouldn't depend on which system the data came from. 5. Training users on a semantic model means teaching filter context literacy, not just where the buttons are. Full project, the data sets generates the Medallion pipeline and the DAX measure library. Link in the description. I am Mayank Chugh. Thank you very much for